Well, you may have heard the DOJ has filed a lawsuit against Apple. So joining us now is attorney Dave Beatrice with this week's Legally Speaking to shed some light on this case. Dave, good morning.
Good morning. Well, so why don't you give me an easy subject like antitrust laws and try to explain it in 3 minutes. For the viewers out there, let me tell you what it is. There's three things you got to know. There's the Sherman Act, which created it, the Clayton Act, which amended the Sherman Act, the U.S. Department of Justice, and the Federal Trade Commission. And what these laws and these agencies try to do is prevent companies from creating a monopoly. Why is a monopoly bad? Well, we have a capitalistic society. Capitalism rests on competition. If someone has a monopoly, then they could charge whatever they want and really gouge the public. Or if they're price fixing, if companies get together and say, okay, we're going to fix the price, that hurts the consumer. It hurts the everyday person sitting at home right now watching their things. Now, you're too young to remember, but let's talk about some famous cases. Standard Oil, at one time, used to be called Sohio, Boron, whatever. They were broken up in the early 1900s, 1920, 1924, where they just really had control over the whole oil refinery business, and they broke that up. Before then, it was the railroads, and then they tried to go after the steel companies because they weren't doing enough to produce the steel. But people of my age can remember AT&T. Remember Ma Bell? Those out there? Remember Ma Bell and the Yellow Books? I do. I tell my kids Yellow Pages. You probably look. What were the Yellow Pages?
Oh, I remember the Yellow Pages.
Oh, you do not. You're too young.
I do.
You're too young. The Yellow Pages were a thing back in the day when you used to have to look. Yeah, you used to have to look up someone's number.
Like this thing.
Yeah. Now you just go to your Google machine and Google, and so and Microsoft. Yes. So those are the three recent cases. Pending now are cases against Google and Apple. Okay. And so those are still in hot and heavy litigation. What will eventually happen to them, it's anyone's guess. But the laws are designed so they don't price gouge consumers, so they don't prevent competition. That was the thing against Microsoft. Like, you're preventing anyone else from entering this market. Right now, and against Amazon. There's a case going against Amazon because really, when you think about it, who'd ever thought 20 years ago, you pick up your phone, you order something, in 2 days it'd be delivered? I'm still blown away by that. I don't know if you are. I know you love it, but you might love it too much because they really have a monopoly on that. Is there any other company that you can go to and order things online and it'd be delivered in 2 days? Right. See, so they have crushed out all the competition.
So could you elaborate on the potential legal ramifications for Apple if they are found guilty of doing this? They're saying that they just raise their quality. They have high standards. That's their, rebuttal. Right. But
you and I are both iPhone users, right?
Yeah.
So when we see a Galaxy or Samsung, we think there's something wrong with those people, don't we? In a way. And the Galaxy people and the Samsung people look at us and they go, ooh, you're using an iPhone. So more people use an iPhone, and iPhone has made it where you can't talk to a Galaxy or a Samsung, FaceTime or whatnot, and the texting's different. So what Apple's trying to do is dominate the market. I think that's going to be a successful suit, and they'll just break up Apple into different companies like they did with AT&T. Most people, even you, say you remember AT&T. Yeah. Remember, AT&T had a monopoly when you only used landlines. Now I say to my kids a landline. I go, what's a landline, Dad? And so, it makes me feel ancient. Like when my parents said they never had TV, they listened to the radio, I'd go, oh, that's weird. Now when my kids go, oh, you mean you had a phone and only 3 TV stations? I go, yeah, that was a thing at one time.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a successful suit. There's also criminal things that the Department of Justice can bring. So if they find like 4 or 5 companies hold the market and they get together and they price fix, they say, okay, here's what we're all going to charge, so we all make a ton of money.
Yeah.
That's criminal, and they could be fined. The corporations can be charged and fined appropriately.
So these laws, they protect us. They protect the consumer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're laws designed to protect consumers from big corporations. And so when big corporations have big money, they can put advertisement on TV and say, oh, they're picking on us. We're trying to give you the best service possible. No. If the Federal Trade Commission, Department of Justice is bringing a case, they've determined that they're doing things that aren't benefiting consumers, that are actually hurting consumers. So you'll just have to stay tuned. And that's it in about 3 or 4 minutes. That was pretty good, I think.
I think you did great. Now,
And she's over there helping herself. I would serve you the donuts. I promise I would come serve you the donuts. She's over there grabbing her bagel and grabbing her coffee.
It's a Friday,
It's
so
a Friday.
we need our coffee
and
and our
Monday
donuts.
I'm going to be here.
Yes, free legal advice Monday. So
morning.
we want you to start
Call
getting those
in.
questions in. You can email us, send us a message on Facebook. And then the day of, the morning of free legal advice Monday, you can call in and
You
talk
can
to
talk
Dave.
to me off the air or on the
Yeah,
air.
talk to Dave directly, and it's all free. So thank you so much for breaking it all down for us. Do you think this is going to be a quick type of situation,
no.
or do you think Apple's going to fight?
No, they're going to fight like crazy. Google's still fighting, and Amazon's still fighting.
Yeah.
These are cases that were decided a year ago. They're in the Court of Appeals. These are 5, 6, 7-year-long lawsuits.
Very interesting. Dave, thanks again.
Thank you so much.
All right, it is now time for the question of the day. If you know the answer to trivia, give us a call, and good luck.